As we explore the hidden depths of Jesus' ancestry, a breathtaking revelation emerges. He was not just a figure of spiritual significance, but a prince entwined with the legacies of three mighty empires. The captivating tapestry of his lineage, woven with the threads of Egyptian, Roman, and Parthian cultures, unravels a story that challenges our perceptions and stirs our curiosity. Join us on this extraordinary journey as we unravel the enigmatic presence of the divine feminine and unravel the profound secrets behind Jesus' heritage. The Maakhah Tamars and Mary as God's wife. The mysterious title of God's wife has intrigued historians and theologians for centuries. We need to delve into the Tanakh, the Hebrew Bible, to uncover the true role of God's wife. Through examining the term Gabira attributed to the Maakhah Tamars, we gain insights into their esteemed position. The term Gabira, commonly translated as queen, holds a more significant connotation. It can also mean Queen Mother, highlighting the status and wisdom of elder royals. Additionally, Gabira is proposed to be the female counterpart to the name of God, implying God's queen or God's wife. This reveals an intriguing connection between the Maakhah Tamars and the divine. Evidence suggests that Makare Mutamat and Maakhah Tamar II held the position of God's wife. This parallel is drawn from the Egyptian tradition where pharaohs' mothers were referred to as God's wife from birth. The title of virgin associated with the God's wife does not imply strict chastity, but rather emphasizes the God's role in the conception of royal heirs. Considering the ancient tradition within Israelite royalty, Mary the Virgin likely held the title of God's wife. Linguistic variations between New Testament princesses and their Egyptian ancestors support this notion. Mary's response to the angel's announcement aligns with the Egyptian term hemt, which corresponds to the title of handmaiden in Greek. This equates to handmaiden of God or God's wife, similar to the Maakhah Tamars. The exploration of the Tanakh's connections to ancient Egypt beliefs sheds light on the multifaceted role of God's wife. The title Jabira signifies queen, queen mother, or great lady, hinting at God's queen or God's wife. This parallel raises questions about the role of God's wife and the significance of the virgin designation. This then leaves Mary's unique position as a challenge to traditional interpretations, inviting further exploration of the divine feminine in ancient cultures. Jesus of Egypto-Roman-Parthian, Persian ancestry. The genealogy and ancestry of Jesus Christ have long captivated scholars and historians. We must delve into the connection between Jesus and the Egypto-Roman-Parthian Persian lineage, exploring the potential influence of Julia Ourania, Mary, and her mother, Thea Musa Ourania, as well as examining the etymology of names associated with Jesus and their ties to Egyptian and Greek cultures. The maternal lineage. Julia Ourania, or Mary according to biblical accounts, holds a significant position in the discussion of Jesus' ancestry. Mary is an Egyptian name derived from title Mary, meaning loved by. She is thought to be the daughter of Thea Musa and King Phraates IV of Parthia. The name Julia, yielded by Julia Ourania, carries a direct association with the prominent Julius family, as illustrated by Julius Caesar, who was married to Cleopatra VII Philopator. Cleopatra VII and Julius were the parents of Thea Musa, who in turn was the mother of Julia Ourania. The inclusion of the Julian name in Jesus' lineage suggests a strong Roman connection within his ancestry. Most intriguing is that French historian Sedepani suggests that Julia Ourania married Ptolemy of Mauritania, her cousin. Nevertheless, this would have been a strategic move between North Africa, Mauritania, and Parthia, Persia. Intriguingly, Thea Musa later married her son, Phraates V, resulting in a potentially complex family structure. This, however, is not an uncommon custom for Egyptian royals. This connection most definitely hints to a lineage that combines Egyptian, Roman, and Parthian influence. the Egyptian influence. An intriguing aspect of Jesus' ancestry is the possible link to the Egyptian goddess Isis. In Egyptian mythology, Isis was referred to as Ast or Est, which was later transposed into Isidos by the Greeks. Over time, this name evolved into Isios or Isis. While the resemblance to the English name Jesus may not be immediately apparent, it is worth noting that the original Greek pronunciation of Jesus was Jesus or Jesus, which shares similarities with the name Isios or Isis, Jesus' lineage and the pharaonic heritage. The revised biblical history presents a compelling argument linking the lineage of King David to pharaonic roots, culminating in the birth of Jesus. Jesus, rightfully identified as the last of the pharaohs, joins the line of Egypto-Judean kings born to a virgin mother. Mary, as the mother of the crowned king of Israel, held the title of virgin, but its fabled connotations have sparked excessive speculation. The son of Isis. Taking this exploration further, it is proposed that Jesus may have been originally referred to as the son of Isis. While Jesus would not have been named directly after the feminine deity Isis, the title Ben Jesus, son of Jesus, might have been employed. This hypothesis draws parallels to the naming conventions seen in the case of Joseph, where matrilineal names became more prominent. Cleopatra VII, considered a manifestation of Isis, had a daughter and granddaughter named Ourania, connecting them to the identity of Isis. The connection between Thea Musa Ourania and the Greek goddess of love, Aphrodite, who was an incarnation of the Egyptian Isis, has been previously explained. Cleopatra VII, like Isis, had a comprehensive title, Cleopatra Thea Philopator. The first part of this title, derived from the Greek terms kleos and patra, translates to glory of my father. Cleopatra's secondary title, Thea Philopator, means goddess love of my father. This secondary title likely corresponds to Cleopatra's Egyptian royal title, Neterti Meritefs, which means goddess love of father, or sometimes written as Neterti Merides. The primary Greek love goddess was Aphrodite, who was an incarnation of Isis. While the classical explanation for Cleopatra's name refers to Aphrodite, it is worth noting that Cleo bears resemblance to the title of Muse Cleo, the muse of history in Greek mythology. Hence, Thea Philopator, Muse, Cleopatra, Cleopatra VII, and Thea Musa Ourania share similar titles, making Thea Musa Ourania an appropriate nickname for the daughter of the famous Egyptian queen. So would a son of Julia Ourania become known as Ben Eoses, Ben Jesus, the son of Isis? This may be the real reason for Jesus being identified with the Eastern Star in the Gospel of Matthew. Now when Jesus was born in Bethlehem, there came wise men from the east saying, "Where is he that is born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and are to come worship him." Matthew chapter 2 verse 2. It is improbable that the Persian Magi were guided by an actual star in the east, as that would have led them to India instead of Israel. However, the Eastern Star has long been associated with Venus and consequently with Astarte and Isis. Therefore, if Jesus were indeed named Ben Isis, he would truly be the son of the Eastern Star. Unraveling the Parthian connection. The political landscape of ancient times was often marked by alliances, power struggles, and enigmatic figures who played pivotal roles in shaping the course of history. One such intriguing episode unfolds during the reign of Augustus and his pursuit of the return of military standards from Parthia. At the center of this story lies Thea Musa, a woman of remarkable influence and enigma. Through a closer examination of historical accounts and the dynamics at play, we begin to unravel the motives and significance of her actions. What could have been Thea Musa's motivation? Thea Musa, who was married to King Phraates IV of Parthia around 25 BC, had a unique arrangement with Augustus. In exchange for the return of the Roman military standards, Augustus agreed to accept Phraates IV's other sons as hostages, thus allowing Thea Musa's own son, Phraates, to secure the throne upon his father's demise. The extent of Thea Musa's influence over the elderly king must have been significant, considering his agreement to such an unconventional proposition. After the Roman standards were returned, Phraates fulfilled his end of the bargain by sending his 4 sons to Rome as hostages. Thea Musa's influence. Historians Florus and Strabo describe how the Parthians voluntarily returned the Roman standards, as if expressing regret for their victories. Phraates, driven by a strong desire to establish a friendly relationship with Augustus Caesar, even sent these captured trophies back to Rome. This act of appeasement demonstrates Phraates' willingness to repair the strained ties with Rome, possibly at the behest of his influential Roman Egyptian wife, Thea Musa. The role of Thea Musa. The extended duration of Phraates' possession of the military standards, spanning over 3 decades, implies that his motivations surpassed mere friendship with Rome. It is plausible that he sought to consolidate his relationship with his dominant wife, Thea Musa Ourania. The prominence of Thea Musa's lineage becomes evident as Phraates bypasses the established Arsacid dynasty, which had ruled Parthia for centuries, in favor of a son, Phraates V, from his union with Thea Musa. This suggests that her bloodline carried exceptional significance, possibly with ties to Egyptian nobility. Moreover, Phraates' agreement with Rome suggests that the Roman authorities recognized the legitimacy of Thea Musa's and Phraates V royal lineage and vowed not to interfere with Phraates' succession. The incestuous union. Phraates, the designated heir to the throne, conspired with his mother's assistance to eliminate his father and seize power. Intriguingly, there are accounts suggesting an incestuous relationship between Phraates and Thea Musa. The combination of incest and patricide made Phraates despised by his subjects, who considered incestuous relations with his mother as reprehensible as killing his own father. Incestuous marriages were not customary among the Parthians or Romans, but they had historical roots in ancient Egyptian customs. The Ptolemaic dynasty, which had Greco-Egyptian origins, often engaged in such marriages. The existence of an incestuous union between Thea Musa and Phraates strengthens the notion that Thea Musa's lineage can be traced back to Egyptian royalty through her mother Cleopatra VII. The ancestral lineage of the princesses and queens with Egyptian, Roman, Parthian backgrounds unveils a remarkable truth. Jesus was born as a true prince, inheriting legitimate claims to not just 1, but 3 powerful empires. As we piece together the intricate puzzle of Jesus' ancestry, the enigmatic presence of the divine feminine emerges, challenging established interpretations and begging us to delve deeper. The profound connections between Egyptian, Roman, Parthian lineages and the significance of names associated with Jesus ignite our imagination, revealing a captivating realization. The mysteries surrounding Jesus' heritage are even more intricate and enthralling than we could have ever envisioned.